When I opened the door that afternoon, the last person I expected to see was my ex-husband's new wife, Emily. She stood there with that same smug smile I remembered from the divorce hearing. Behind her was Tom, my ex, looking uncomfortable but silent. Emily tilted her head, still smiling, and said, "We're here for our furniture." Her words sliced through the quiet of my living room, and I felt my heart drop. I stared at her for a moment, trying to process what she meant. "Your furniture?" I repeated slowly. "You mean my furniture? The ones I bought long before Tom ever moved in?" She shrugged casually, her smirk never fading. "Tom says these pieces were shared property. Since I'm his wife now, that means they're ours." Her tone was full of entitlement, and Tom's silence only made it worse. I could feel anger bubbling up, but I forced myself to stay calm. "Emily, these things were mine before your marriage. There's a reason the court gave me the house and everything in it." She rolled her eyes, pretending to inspect the living room. "Oh, please," she said. "You don't need all this stuff living alone. We, on the other hand, have a family to build." Tom finally spoke, his voice low and hesitant. "Maybe we can just take the coffee table and the dining set. That's fair, right?" I turned to him, disbelief flooding my chest. "Fair? Tom, you left me with nothing but memories and bills. The least you can do is let me keep my furniture." He couldn't look me in the eyes. Emily, however, seemed to enjoy every second of my frustration. When I refused to let them in, Emily crossed her arms and said coldly, "Fine, we'll get the lawyers involved again. You'll be hearing from us." She spun on her heel and walked down the porch steps, her heels clicking sharply against the concrete. Tom followed quietly, but before he got into the car, he looked back, almost as if he wanted to say something. Then he didn't. They drove off, leaving me standing there with shaking hands. 4 days, I couldn't stop thinking about that visit. It wasn't just about furniture, it was about control. Emily wanted to make a point, to show me that she'd won. She had my ex-husband, and now she wanted to take whatever was left of my peace. But what she didn't realize was that I was no longer the broken woman she once mocked. I had rebuilt my life from scratch. I decided to gather every receipt, every ownership document I had. If she really wanted to go to court again, I would be ready. I spent the weekend organizing files, making copies, and labeling everything clearly. It wasn't just about defending my things, it was about standing up for myself after years of being walked over. A week later, Tom showed up alone. I could see guilt written all over his face. "Look," he stuttered, "Emily went too far. She shouldn't have come here. I told her those things weren't ours." His voice cracked slightly, and I could tell he meant it. I nodded but said nothing. He hesitated before continuing, "She's been difficult lately. Always comparing herself to you." "I'm sorry." I almost felt pity for him. Almost. But I remembered the nights I cried after our divorce, the way he ignored my messages, and the way Emily flaunted their relationship on social media. "Tom," I said softly, "you made your choices. Now you have to live with them. I've moved on, and I suggest you do the same." He looked down, nodded, and left quietly. A few days later, Emily sent a message through her lawyer, an apology. She claimed she'd been emotional and didn't mean to overstep. I didn't buy it for a second, but I accepted the apology just to end the drama. I wasn't going to let her rent space in my mind any longer. Weeks passed, and I focused on my work, my garden, and my peace. For the first time in years, my home felt truly mine. Every corner reminded me of my strength, not my pain. The dining table they wanted so badly became my place of calm, where I wrote, ate, and planned the next chapters of my life. One evening, as the sun set, I received a message from an unknown number. It was Tom. "I moved out," the text read. "You were right about her." I stared at it for a long moment before deleting it. I didn't need to reply. The past had no place in my present anymore. Life has a strange way of balancing things. Emily got what she wanted, and then lost it. I lost everything once, but in the process, I found myself. That day she stood on my porch, she thought she had power over me. But the truth is, she just reminded me of how far I'd come. Now, when I look at that old coffee table in my living room, I smile. It's not just furniture. It's proof that no matter who tries to take from me, I'll always rebuild stronger. And no smirk in the world can take that away.